What's happening? Of course, you know it's your boy B-High Radio Shout. And as always, I got my podcast partner off in this thing, OG Gangsta Wick of the Ghetto Mafia. What's good with it, Wick? You know what? See, there he go. We can't even get the show started because you think you're in the mirror every 5 minutes, man.
No, I'm just, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of women that follow us. Oh, you know what I'm saying? This is what they want to see, the money maker. They want to make sure the money maker clean. So I have to make sure the money maker clean. As a matter of fact, before we even, you know what? I'm gonna let you introduce the guest first, and I got something for both of y'all. I got a little treat for both of y'all.
Okay, I'm here for it. Well, A-Town. We got an A-Town legend off in this thing.
That's right.
Big D. What's good with it, boss?
What's up?
Man, feeling good, feeling great.
Yeah, man. Finally up in here. Y'all done drug me up in here. Y'all know I don't even do interviews.
Hey, we needed this thing, D. I needed to hear your story, man. I mean, when you got so much legendary stuff going on, from all of the stuff you've been a part of and the work that you just done put in the city, we got to give you your recognition and talk about it. You know, first of all, you know, I got to salute you double hand on the Andre Rison movie.
That's right.
Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, man. We finally got that thing knocked out, man.
Yeah.
Finally been a long time to making, you know.
My God.
We can know it's a long time, man. We working on that project and just waiting to get it done. Now we got that thing ready.
How did you and Andre hook up to come up with the concepts behind it and everything and just putting the movie together?
Hey, man, it was just one of them situations where I'm like, bro, your story need to be told from your perspective.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, TLC got their little thing out there. You know, they always had their little thing left out here, other thing, but nobody never heard from Andre.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm like, bro, you got to tell your story, you know, and let people hear from your perspective.
Exactly.
That kind of how that came about. So, you know, I started putting it together for him.
My God.
You know, because I was right there every step of the way.
Yeah.
And all this stuff was going on. The drama, everything. You know what I'm saying? I was right there, front row.
I mean, we gonna be all over the place with this stuff, but I mean, Big D and Ghetto Mafia.
Oh yeah.
They got a history as well.
Hey,
oh
man.
yeah. I mean, you know, I call him the Kingpin, Big D. You know what I'm saying? And you know, we hooked up. You know, D from Decatur. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna, you know, for everybody out there, I'm gonna, you know, give y'all a little synopsis on this man. Every city has a Big D.
Come on with it.
You know what I'm saying? Every hood has a Big D.
Facts.
This is our Big Meech.
Okay, now.
You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get into Meech. You know, Meech used to sleep on his man floor.
My God.
You understand what I'm saying? This is our, you know, our Charles Reed back in the day. You know, this was the kid. This is the first guy that I saw in the 10th grade with $1 million.
My
Now,
God.
I'm talking about in the 10th grade now with $1 million. This is the first guy I actually saw with an AK that I could put my hands on that wasn't in the movies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We seen him in the movies. You know, back when we was coming up, there wasn't, you know, niggas that had K's on the block. If you had a 38, you were the man.
My God. Man, one of the things you just said struck me with Big D, $1 million in the 10th grade, really?
Yeah, he was in the 10th grade.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't in the 10th grade. But,
Okay.
yeah, it was right after. See everybody else. I got kicked out of school in the 9th grade.
Okay.
So while everybody else was still in school, I was out there getting money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So by the time everybody graduated, you know what I'm saying, I'm already multi.
My God.
You see what I'm saying? That's how it went down. And them the stories everybody telling Decatur right now. You know, Chris Tucker was talking about that. We was talking about that at the last little cookout. He was like, you know, Big D was our first Nino Brown.
Right.
He was playing the New Jack City soundtrack. And the first thing he said, because they were playing cards, and I was just standing there. He was like, Big D, you know what that is, huh? By the time the second song came, I said, yeah, that's New Jack City. He was like, yeah, everybody, Big D was our he was our Nino Brown. Yeah, so, you know, because that's what I said, you know, I had that bread. I'm the guy that had the bread. Everybody else was still in school, about to graduate. You know, Milo and all them, they was about to supposed to be going into college with scholarship, trying to play ball and all that, and everybody starts rethinking their careers. Like, hey, man, you know, you might want to sign off with D over there. All the school stuff might not be. You need to rethink that. Yeah, now, you know, and it's just kind of how it went, man. That was my thing.
D, let me ask you something. And you just mentioned Chris Tucker. Tell the people out there, man, you know, kind of your history with Chris.
Man.
You know, did you help him out with his career in any kind of way? Because I see you close to the family.
First night he ever did comedy. First night Chris Tucker ever did comedy at the comedy club right here on Peachtree Street, Comedy Act Theater. Mm-hmm. He was doing amateur night, Tuesday night amateur night, and me and his brother Dexter Tucker, we were right there with him. We went and took him, everything. And when I tell you, every Tuesday night we went, and because Chris killed him that night. He killed him, man. So every Tuesday night we would take him back because he was winning. Yeah. Every Tuesday he would win. Dude never lost. Every Tuesday you go.
So it was like a contest or something?
It was a contest.
Okay.
And it went on every Tuesday night, amateur night. And Chris never lost, man. And that's how he got on, because they had a Comedy Act Theater in L.A. too.
Yeah.
Same guy that owned the one in L.A. owned the one in Atlanta. And Chris had got so hot here from winning the amateur night, the dude told him to fly out there. He wanted Chris to come out there. So that's how Chris got on. He got out there and, started, working his magic. But yeah, we was with the dude from day one when he ever stepped on the stage. Me and Dex were right there.
Did you know back then that, everybody say now when a person don't blow up, it's easy to say, oh man, I knew he was gonna be.
Well, here's the thing. My biggest regrets, and I don't really like to say I have regrets. I really don't believe in that type of stuff, but my biggest regret, Chris asked me to be his manager. He asked me, he was like, Big D, I want you to be my manager, man, And I just told I didn't have time at the time because I had so many other things going on, starting the music stuff, getting a lot of other stuff going, working with Silk them back then, and doing stuff, and I just didn't have time, you know what I mean? But I believed in him, you know what I'm saying? He had what it takes. That's why I used to be there every Tuesday. We'd be there 20 deep, the whole crew. I'm buying bottles for everybody and just having a ball. That's what we did on Tuesday night. Yeah, and he asked me to be his manager, man, and that's one of my biggest regrets. To this day, I told him that. I was like, boy, you know what? I remember that night you had me to be your manager.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Do you I remember coming to, you had a penthouse down in for Peachtree Street in Buckhead.
Right.
And I remember coming over for the first time, and not only did I see Andre Rison there, but I saw who we all know today as Big Meech.
Yeah.
There. It wasn't a Meech that everybody know from right now.
Meech.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. And so when I hear a lot of stories, I hear people now, Meech was this, Meech was that, and I'd always be like, my nigga Big D, he was the first to introduce me to him when this man, didn't have nothing going on. When we all was up under D. What's your relationship like with Meech now? I know he locked up.
Yeah.
And to see him kind of what he done went through. Was there ever any time that you pull him to the side because you are OG and be like, hey, hey.
I did just that when I came home, because after I had did my little stint, you know what I'm saying, when the federales that came and picked me up, you know what I'm saying, I did my little part, you know what I mean. On my way out, I did almost 10 years myself.
Yeah.
And on my way out, I used to hear, I was hearing their name in there. Everybody like, hey man, your man Meech, when they out there. And I'm like, what? This BMF whole movement and all that. I'm like, wow, he doing it like that? I was like, oh, okay. So by the time I got home, they was already, they was up there, up through there. They was up through there. I was actually amazed, at what they were doing, because I had never seen that, and I used to put on some spectacles back in the day. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, and how we did it, it wasn't no make it rain type of thing. It was, we didn't do all that. He started all that, I guess. And I walk in the club, and every girl in the club coming over there, I want everybody to dance, everybody get naked.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's how I did it. You know what I mean? Everybody in the club, everybody getting naked. And that was my movement, you know what I'm saying? So when I came home and seeing all this throwing money in the air, I'm like, what y'all doing? You know what I'm saying? You throwing the money in the air?
Yeah.
Is that what we doing now? Yeah. So when I came home and he actually summons me. He summons me. He wanted me to come, there's a little club. He opened a little club called Babylon right across from the studio we had over in Buckhead.
Okay.
When I came home.
Right.
And they had the Babylon little thing right there on the corner. Mm-hmm. And I remember it was the first night or the first week they were opening or something.
Yeah.
And me and Shorty, little Shorty went over there, Ghetto Mafia Shorty. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we went. He said, Meech wanted, we want you to come over there and everything. And man, I went over there, man. And mind you, I'm still in the area. I ain't been home 4 months. You know what I mean? So I walk in, man, and I'm like, it's a movie. I'm talking about the dude got 2 security dudes standing at the VIP door, because they had an all-glass VIP. So when you walk in the club, everybody out here, and then Meech them back there. Behind the glass.
Behind the glass.
Yeah, so 2 big security guys, man, Shorty get the door, and he like, yeah, man, we here to see Meech, man. And Shorty like, yeah, this Big D right here, you know what I mean? Yeah. Man, they opened the door like they waiting on me.
Right.
Man, I walked in there, man, it's dudes lined, I'm talking about lined up women, dudes. Everybody got a bottle in their hand, a bottle of champagne in their hand. And I'm just like, what in the world is going on? Like, I had never seen nothing like it.
Yeah. Wow.
Everybody got a bottle of champagne in their hand. Wow. And when I tell you, me and Shorty walking through there, it was like a movie. Because we walking to, he all the way in the back.
Right.
So you have to walk through all these people to get to him.
Mm-hmm.
He's standing all the way in the back. And by the time me and Shorty got back there, he was standing there. He seen me. He was like, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause that's my guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then we did the Ghetto Mafia. Now, people don't know, that's one of Meech's favorite groups all time. I'm going to tell you that right now. Meech loves some Ghetto Mafia. You know what I'm saying? We sold more records in Detroit than we sold in Atlanta.
Exactly.
That was our biggest selling.
That's where Meech's from, right?
And that's where Meech's
Detroit,
from.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where Meech's from. He's from Detroit. So we actually sold more records in Detroit than we sell more records in Detroit than Atlanta.
Right.
And, you know, mainly that had a lot to do with MC Breed, because we did a lot of records, you know, did some records
Right.
with Breed and stuff.
Right.
But yeah, man, we were really big up there. So he was a major Ghetto Mafia fan for the record.
Right.
And so I got back there, man, and you know, he dapped up and everything, man. The man had a paper sack. I think they still had the brown paper bags still in.
Right.
You know, they changed, they plastic now, they look plastic.
Right.
He had a paper grocery sack next to him, full of money, bro.
Full of money.
Yeah, so I'm just like, what is going on? I just couldn't believe all this was happening. Like, where they do this at? Like, you can do this?
Come on.
Yeah, like that's, you know, where I came from. You know, I just didn't realize we could do it. And yeah, so I'm looking at the bag. I'm like, yo, bro, you get to it out here, man. And you know, and then that's why, you know, we started talking. And I told him, I said, yeah, boy, I'm here. I hear about your name behind the wall, boy. You know what I'm saying? You doing all this like this? And he said, where they gonna lock me up with Big D spending money? He said, 'cause that's all I do. He said, all I do is spend money. So where they gonna lock me up for spending money? I know, but you got a point though. If that's all you doing, I guess, hey, ain't nothing they can do, you know?
Right.
Yeah, so I did. That's how I brought it to him, you know, because I told him, I said, I heard your name ringing behind the wall. They said, you making noise out here.
Right.
You know, he said, hey, man, I'm just spending money, man.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
You was I had, you know, heard from I think Shorty or somebody else that you were there the night that they got into it with the shootout with Jeezy. Was it a shootout? Something with, was Meech locked up at the time when all this happened?
Meech was locked up. Meech had just got locked up, and there was a lot of stuff swirling around with the Jeezy and the Meech thing. So it was a lot of stuff like that going on in the street. So I was with Eels them that night, IP, who was second in command of BML.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? I went and met them down there at the, I forget the name of that lounge, right there around the corner from Magic City on Trinity Street right there. Mm-hmm. Gangsta Boo with me that night.
Okay, what up, Boo?
What up, Boo?
It was me and Gangsta Boo.
Yeah.
We riding in the drop top. I had just about the 6.
Yeah.
Me and Boo riding out. That was my riding partner.
Yeah.
And then we done pulled out. I said, let's go over and check these boys out. They want me to come over there. So, yes, we went up in there, man, and Eels and everybody was in there. Jeezy was in there. And, yeah, man, so I'm just kind of just in there chilling and that thing. You know, I think I went to the bathroom, so I came back, man, and then it's just a big brawl done jumped off, like.
My God.
And everybody, I'm like, what going on? What going on? So that thing I know, I seen Eel and them bagging up out of there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, this is who I'm with. These is my people.
Right.
And then Jeezy was standing there like, you kind of, you know, making a little fuss or whatever. So Eel them bagging out. So I'm like, okay, so what's going on, man? I'm like, yo, what's up? So they bagging out, and I'm bagging out with them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
they backing out how? What you mean now? I'm trying to get backing out the club.
They bagging out the club, bagging out like.
Oh, okay.
Looking at the people in front of them.
What, they strapped? I mean, it ain't nothing.
I ain't even going out.
Oh man, you know, backing out means like,
use your imagination.
Oh my goodness.
You gotta use your imagination.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, they were bagging out.
Yeah.
So now I ain't mind you, I'm just getting out. I probably done been out at this point maybe a year. I'm probably out a year at this point. So everything, I'm still trying to enjoy home.
Exactly.
So all this stuff, I'm like, hey, what are we doing here? Like, what is going on? You know, and we bagged on out that thing, man, and the police was standing right at the door, man. We bagged out of there, and Jeezy was, you know, and say, what's happening, man? Like, trying to talk to Ill about, what had just happened.
Right.
Ill, like, I don't want to talk.
Right.
So, he said, I don't want to talk. And there was a couple other things transpired that night that I ain't gonna even speak of.
Right. Yeah.
But it's some history stuff. It's stuff that's out there. But, I ain't even finna speak on it right now. I was right there.
Right.
And I ain't trying to be a part of none of that. But
was that the same night that the Wolf incident?
No.
So those
I
two
was
different
gone.
incidents.
Yeah, that happened in Bucket. I was gone. I was still in.
Gotcha.
To my Meech got shot and all that.
Oh yeah.
No, not that. No. This was just some mess with Jeezy after Meech got locked up, and I just so happened to be there when they talked.
Exactly.
When they had the conversation and it got a little out of hand or something, because Jeezy had a bunch of people with him too.
Yeah.
So mind you, it's 20, 30 of them, and it's 20, 30 of IP ill them. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And like I said, so I'm asking, I'm like, hey man, hey. But anyway, so as we get to the car, everybody went to their car, man, and everybody dispersed.
Right.
But yeah, that was a pretty dramatic event, man. Pretty dramatic event.
And you fresh out, so you
I'm
like,
fresh out,
you
man.
like, man, I ain't trying to go back.
Man, what y'all got me in the middle of? And I'm bagging up with y'all and everything. I seen them bagging up. I start bagging up too. And we bagging on out the door. And we bagging on out the door, man. And I told Boo, go on to the car. I said, go to the car. I told her to go on to the car.
Yeah.
She witnessed the whole thing too. Matter of fact, when she come up here, y'all ask about it. Y'all ask about it. She was right there. Like I say, it was a couple other things transpired too, but I ain't gonna speak on it, But, but that was, in a nutshell, that's what it was. It was about that.
Wow.
When you got caught up with the federales, man, and the feds came out of nowhere, what was that like, and what was it that caused that to occur at that time, man? And did you feel like they was on your back, or was it just a surprise attack? No,
they had been on my back. They had been on my back, man, for a few years. You know what I mean? And then the fact that I had kind of moved on from that and started, we did the Ghetto, was doing the Straight from the Deck project with Ghetto Mafia at the time. They didn't really like that. Like, oh, okay, dude, trying to get all the way away out the streets. He trying to get all the way out the streets. You know what I mean? So it was more like that type of situation. Yeah, so they kind of came right there. You remember? Right there was Straight from the Deck, man. When we about to release Straight from the Deck, they came, man, and just came one morning, man, and I felt it. Yeah. I felt it, man. They had been following me for a few days. So I kind of, hold on.
Would they be following you in your car? Like for people that ain't never been
followed. Yeah. Like you just know when somebody following you. You just, hold on, I just seen that car an hour ago. Yeah. Over at this plaza, like, okay. So after I went through that for a few days, I kind of knew that somebody followed me, like that, and so I went and made sure everything was clean at that point. Y'all done gave me a heads up, right? So I just went and clean shop, everything, and but they followed me for a few days before they actually snatched me up. They came and picked me up one morning, man. I was leaving out of the house with my daughter. We walking out of the house, man. They just come throw down on me. Get down. I'm like, hey, bro, ho. What's all this for? I'm like, y'all see her right here. Yeah. She done turned around, took off walking and crying. Like she like, what is going on? Yeah. Right. And and I'm telling, man, put them guns down. Y'all see my daughter right here, bro. Y'all finna have to go down right now. Y'all playing around with my daughter, bro. Right. You know what I mean? And so that when they snapped me, man. And
Now, when this is a question I have, and I'm glad I got you here, Brad. I ain't never been a kingpin. When I see a lot of kingpins get locked up, right, and they don't made all this money. Why is it hard for them to get to that money? What do the feds do that cripple them? So that they can't spend that money? Are they freezing the accounts? Like all the money used to make, I'm saying? I'm like, what, do they freeze the accounts?
What happened is, you dumb if you got anything in your name, bro. You know what I'm saying? They couldn't freeze nothing. They couldn't freeze. Now I had so much stuff at everybody else's name. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, when they did come get me, all you got to do is come get me, cause I was smart. You know what I mean? I ain't never put nothing in my name, man. You know, not like that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And, yeah, and you just got to put stuff in other people's name, man, when you moving that kind of money. Cause the first time I did one thing, I had just bought that new Range Rover. Remember, I had just bought the new Range Rover when they came out. And what I did was, since I was making a couple of moves, doing a little legitimate stuff, I just put my name on it, man. You know what I'm saying? And I gave him, I think it was $10,000 when they started looking at your IRS or whatever. You know, anything over $10,000, they gonna hit you up, man. And so I gave him $9,500 down. I gave the people $9,500 down. You know what I'm saying? And it still kind of came back. That kind of came back to haunt me, because even that $9,500, you know, they had my name attached to it. You know what I mean? And when you know, ain't got a lot of stuff to prove where you getting this from, you know, it kind of come back and haunt you. So it didn't bother me or whatever, you know, in no way, because I wasn't cashing out on nothing at that time. You know, I cashed out on a few things, but you know, I made that little down payment and tried to pay them notes off real fast. That was my thing. You know, you got a lot of guys, the biggest mistake they be making, they go try to cash out on everything. You know, go and pay $56,000 and then hear them folk come, now they watching you. They like this now, you know. And that was a lot of mistake a lot of these guys made out here, man. They was, you know, these guys, they was flexing hard. Now I don't want to say no names, but the dudes I was moving around with back in them days, you know what I'm saying? Everybody know who they are. If I say their name, you know exactly who they are. And they all had flashy cars and all that, and they were cashing out on everything and doing, you know. And I was just like, they just scared me.
Right.
They just scared me the way they used to move, you know. And yeah, man, like, nah, I'm not gonna do all that, you know. I'm gonna slow down a little bit.
When you found yourself in the feds, what was going through your mind at that time when you were looking back on your life with that 20/20 hindsight, having time to sit down?
Man, first thing I said, this is a play for suckers.
Yeah.
This is a play for suckers. You know what I'm saying? This ain't no real shit. This ain't no real nigga shit. You know what I'm saying? This suckers. And then the thing about the feds is just a whole bunch of players congregating. Everybody in there we getting money somewhere. Then you with doctors and, you know, lawyers and judges. You know, everybody who done committed a federal crime, like them high crimes.
Yeah.
And you know, Steve Madden was my bunkie at one time, the shoe guy.
My God.
Steve Madden, that was my bunkie. You know what I'm saying? Me and him used to chop it up plenty of nights. You know what I'm saying? He worth $400 million.
My God.
You know, he got caught up in some scammy stuff like with what's the lady name?
Insider trading.
Yeah, all that the insider trade. That was him. That's
Yep.
what he was telling me, put me up on all that, and shout out to Steve, man. That's still my dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So you be locked up with people like that, be getting you more game. You know, so I ended up getting more game when I went up in there. You know what I'm saying? And these dudes, you know, getting locked up, had $10, $15 million embezzled, $30 million embezzlements. They only got a year and a half, 2 years in jail. These white crimes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody in that black crime, they probably ain't even seen $1 million. Or, you know, barely seen $1 million, and they got 10, 15, 20 years.
Right.
So that was another thing I learned. I'm like, hold on, we were doing the wrong thing. With 10 and 15, 20 years, and these guys coming here, they be in and out. The year or two, and him built $30 million, and you know, this guy here worth $400, and so Steve, man, he taught me a lot of game, you know, about the system and kind of how that, you know, white collar stuff and all that work, how he got caught up in the trade and stuff. Margaret, the girl had the show with Snoop.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
Her. Got caught up in the same thing. But so it's just a bunch of players congregating. You know, a whole bunch of players congregating. But, you know, I was sitting there, of course, I'm watching all my videos on TV. Ghetto Mafia, we was on fire. When the feds snatched me straight from the deck with jet taking off.
My God.
So I'm in there, man. I'm in there watching video. Every time video come on, somebody come get me. Big D, your video on TV. So I really like a celebrity when I was in, you know, because we were hot. Ghetto Mafia was one of the hottest things coming out the South at the time.
Yes, sir.
You know, and so I was really like a celebrity when I was in there, you know what I'm saying? And I think Suge was locked up still. He was on the West Coast, and I was locked up over here. down south. Yeah, so yeah, man. So I got a lot of special privileges. You know, you know what I'm saying? I had videos on TV and stuff at the time, and you know, we pretty hot. So I got a lot of special privileges at the time. But
D, when you look at the game, right? Can you give us, you know what I'm saying, you know, give us some game on what's the difference, bruh, between guys out here that hustle. I'm talking about, I know guys that go hard, but they can never reach the plateau of Big D, Meech, you know, some of the greats. What's the difference between y'all and them? Are y'all smarter? Is it the you know, the plug?
It's a couple things. Smart, number one. Smart, you gotta be smart. I respect any guy that I know make it to a certain level in the game. I always respect him because I know what he done went through. You know what I'm saying? I knew what it took for him to get there. Gotta be smart. Every move is calculated. You know what I'm saying? Because it's chess. It ain't got nothing to do with checkers. It's straight chess. You know what I'm saying? So every move is calculated. You know what I'm saying? And another big thing about the streets is your respect in the street. And you know what I mean? Like that carry you a long way because you got a lot of guys out here be plotting on your downfall. Like, oh yeah, we can go take that sack from him. You know, and that happens to a lot of guys. That's a lot of things, you know, another reason why a lot of guys don't make it because dudes go take their sack when they get up. They either go rob them or do whatever. When you got respect, dudes already know you don't even want to play that game with this guy.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's another thing, you know what I'm saying? You got to have that respect. But people who respect you can move around with money and not want to rob you and all that. Dude, no, he even thought about robbing me. You know what I'm saying? You better wake up and apologize. You even dreamed about robbing me, you better wake up and apologize. It was that serious with me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, so, you know, you got to have the respect, you know. And, you know, you got to know how to stack your paper, man.
Wow.
You got to know how to stack that paper. You got to know how to stack that paper. You know what I'm saying? Even if you got a plug, I don't see you do with plugs, man. Good plugs, man, and they still just couldn't stack the paper. You know what I mean? So, you know, they go out foolishly with the money, throwing it out there and, you know, doing all kind of stuff. And, you know, the money be running out fast if you know what I mean? Yeah. And, yeah, so I had good plugs. I always kept a good plug. You know? Yeah. I always kept a good plug.
Wow.
Finding Ghetto Mafia. This young crazy fool right here.
You like my joke though?
Oh man, now that joke was whack. Hey. Wicked and Nino,
hey, man.
Putting it down for the dick. What was going through your mind when you seen two young boys ready to do something? Tell me about
that's
it.
The story.
I'm here for it.
That's the story. Wicked could probably tell you better than me, but that's the story. Yeah. You know, one night I'm in the Waffle House, man. In Decatur, man. We right there on Cover the Highway. In the deck, man. Yeah. And Wicked sitting up in there, man. And I came in there with a girl. We came late night, about 2 a.m. And I came in there to get, you know, a little late night, little Waffle House.
That's right.
And you already know how that goes.
Come on.
You know, and Wicked was in there, man. And he came over there, hey man, what's up, Big D, man?
I couldn't wait to get in touch. I couldn't wait to see him. I have been looking for this because he was like a myth to us. You know, like everybody. Our thing was like, if you can get with Big D, then you know you can get your life changed.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? But you couldn't get in touch with him. This is now. Let me set the stage. This ain't the era where it's cell phones every second now, like it is, and social media now.
You had to catch
you. Right. You know, now you can catch a person on social media. You hit D Spike up on Instagram, the real Ghetto Mafia. You can catch him. Can't catch him. You got to catch him. Man might be shoot past you 5 times on Keller Road, but you never got to talk to him.
Come on.
You see what I'm saying? So when I saw him at the Waffle House, I said, I got him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, he had me.
I got him.
When I tell you he plotted that, I can tell he plotted. He waited I got through eating and everything. He waited I got through eating and everything.
We were going through a bad thing with Ichiban.
Yeah.
So Ichiban wasn't paying us.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
wasn't paying them.
And so when I got with D, I'm just like, you know, one, D already from here. You know what I'm saying? 2, he already got the bag to take us to where we need to go. Because we already on hottest fish grease now. We doing shows.
Yeah, they underground. They were the hottest things. See, I was already up on them. You know what I'm saying? As far as, you know, I was riding to Ghetto Mafia. And guess what? The first time I ever heard a Ghetto Mafia CD at?
What?
Draw the Line CD, and Andre Rison Benz. I got in
Be
Dre
more
Benz
careful.
one day. I used to drive a lot of his cars. Like, you know, we
Yeah.
switch cars and stuff. So one day I just hop in his car. He had Draw the Line in the day. The first time I ever heard a Ghetto Mafia CD was on Andre Rison. One in that big white being the big white one.
Right.
He had-
Crazy.
First time I ever heard him. And I don't even know if Dre know that. But he was bumping y'all.
Wow.
First
Shout
time
out
I
to my
heard-
boy Dre Flip.
Come on,
Yeah.
what up, though, Dre?
Sad nasty.
First
You know what
time I
I'm saying?
ever
Talk
heard
to
about
all my
CD.
boys out there.
Yeah.
But let me finish what I was saying, man. So
Yeah.
I see this guy, right? I'm looking at him through the window right here. I got a little cut dog, you know. So
Yeah.
D out there in the big 500. I said, man, I don't got my food. I said, man, I ain't leaving. But I see him talking to the girl. I said, well, I'm gonna sit here in the car eating my food.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Time he that last bite. I'm going. I gave him respect, man.
Mm-hmm.
So I came out and said, D, what's happening, man? We get him out. He said, man, what's good? And see, what was so, when I knew from when I first said that it was going to be like this from then on.
Yeah.
Because how he responded to me. He played like, what? Who? No, he was like, man, what's up?
Yeah.
So it's almost like damn,
Love.
he fucking with me like I'm
Yeah.
fucking with him. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
So, man, we chopped it up. He told me, he said, come over my house. Come down to the penthouse tonight. He had don't gave me, like I said, it wasn't phones and stuff.
Yeah.
He gave me a number to the house, but he just gave me the address. You know what I'm saying? So I waited, man. I chilled a little bit. I went by Big D crib, man. I ain't never leave.
You know what I mean?
I went that night. I got in there about 3 o'clock in the
Never know.
morning. The man has on my green on the table. I said, I don't die and went to heaven. And we recorded a song. D say, we going to the studio. Because the time I come in, D already talking about what we gonna do. See, when you get with somebody in the game and they, you know, and this for any of the players out there, no matter what kind of business you doing. You see what I'm saying? When you get with somebody that's down with what you got going on and they see your vision, they'll come out their mouth like, this is what we gonna do. This is how we gonna do it.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? Hey man, what you gonna do, bro? How you gonna pull that out? They get somebody
I was
talking to
feeling
you
them,
like
though.
that.
I was already riding that.
Exactly.
I was
so
already
D was
riding
like,
that.
this
I
is
seen
what
the
we
vision.
gonna do.
Yeah, I seen
you
the
see
vision.
what I'm saying? So when just hearing him say that,
Yeah.
that motivation, that gonna get me going in there getting it right.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we straight
You know
right.
what I'm saying? Yeah,
But I
we-
tell you, every other day he'll coming out with a new song. I still got some of that stuff, man, that you scribbled on. I kept it. Like he'll bring it to
Crazy.
me. Say, hey man, look at this.
Yeah.
From the full blooded album.
Wow.
My
Yeah,
God.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. I still got stuff he scribbled, and he'll come in and bring me a new record. Hey man, D, check this out. You know what I'm saying? He'll start hitting it for me. I'm like, yeah, okay, all right, yeah, that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
D got locked up, how did that affect you, Wick?
It killed us.
Oh,
it
yeah,
killed us
yeah.
because
We was right there.
Yeah.
you know, we right there,
Yeah.
but at the time now, D is our OG now. See,
Yeah.
me, you know, especially me, I'm still young. Like I said, when I'm watching Call This Man Thing, I'm 15. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, D a OG.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But D knew a lot of the business parts that we didn't know that we weren't thinking about at the time.
Yeah.
Like he said, I'm thinking about writing raps.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about, goddamn, you know, my first car, fucking home,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, smoking some weed. D already told me, hey man, I'm finna throw a billboard up on Kendall Road.
Oh, yeah.
I ride down
One of the first
I-20,
person.
I
I'm
ride
one of
down
the first person to put a
I-20
billboard
and
up.
see a billboard off of 20 on South DeKalb Mall.
Yeah.
I'm like, I didn't even know you could do that.
Yeah.
Like, how did you, I'm looking at this nigga like, how the hell did you do that?
Yeah, now that was big for Decatur because everybody
Yeah.
was talking about that billboard on Cali Road.
Right.
Everybody talked about it.
Right. So of course you know how by him going down, you know how it affected me. It was like if anybody, you know, right now that I'm dealing with that on this level, if it went down, how it would affect me. You
Yeah.
see what I'm saying? So you can imagine what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So it hurt. We kept pushing. We took it as far as we could. Took it,
Yeah.
but when you got a good team,
Yeah.
I ain't gonna sit up here and say I
Yeah.
can do everything by myself because I can't. You understand what I'm saying?
And I was handcuffed because I was able to still work from
Yeah.
inside.
Right.
I was still making moves and making deals and stuff on the inside.
Right.
But it's nothing like being out.
Yeah.
I felt handcuffed doing what I was doing.
Yeah.
It was nothing like being out, being able to be with them and move how we were moving.
Right.
You know, we were still making it happen.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
we
but it was
still making
certain
it happen.
records that if D hadn't been locked
Oh,
up,
yeah.
that we would have did that.
No, it would've been down there.
But it left me and Nino to our own vices.
They had to do it on their own.
We had to grow up real fast,
Yeah.
and then we had to make the decisions on stuff. And we'd be like, man, fuck that record
usually I would do everything.
And D would say, nah, y'all nigga, y'all gonna come out here and do this motherfucker right here. Just do the record for me, and then the wheels, I take it from there.
I take it from there.
You see what I'm saying? So, but a lot of stuff.
There's a lot of records I wanted to do. They did not want to do it. You know, Ghetto Mafia was just this hardcore gangster street level. They don't want to do nothing about no radio.
Right.
I said, man, y'all gotta give me some radio records.
Right.
I need radio records, bro.
Yeah.
Right.
So it took a lot for me to even push him to do that. You know?
My God.
Right, yeah. So I mean, and then, like I say, it ain't just us, man. You know the man. Like you say, he told you about Chris Tucker. We talking about Silk. We talking about man.
Silk.
Some
Shout out Silk.
Yeah, some of everybody, man. You know what I'm saying? The man don't mess with. Cut close to him, man. I mean, we used to be there with
everybody used to be around.
Every group. So, but yeah, man. So I was definitely thankful for that. But at the time, it did hurt. It did hurt our career when you have a team, and then as loyal as our team was, Beehive, we didn't like to mess with a lot of outsiders. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? We were like, we gonna do it our way, just us.
It was like Brett Favre on the sideline.
Yeah,
right.
Like he injured. Like I was still there.
Yeah,
I'm on the phone doing what I could do, or the best I could do.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's like Green Bay without Brett Favre.
Yeah.
He on the sideline, but he's still there.
Yeah.
But he just can't execute the way he need to because he ain't there. You know?
My God.
And the labels didn't have our best, interests at heart. We dealing with Bob Johnson, them over there at BT, and this man a billionaire. He got so many other groups and so much other stuff going on. It takes somebody to kick the door down and say, "Nah, you're gonna concentrate on this one right here." Yeah. You see what I'm saying? And that's what D brought to the table. Yeah. So then I could be an artist. You know what I'm saying? That's what I wanted to grow up and do, be an artist. I didn't want to go in there, kick nobody door down and shoot them up. You know what I'm saying? I want to write the raps. So that and that's to anybody we out there talking to, man. It take a team to make anything successful, and I had learned that from fucking
definitely take a team.
Take a team.
You was taking the baby girl to school when the feds came. During that time being locked down, how did that affect y'all relationship?
My little girl?
Yeah.
My little girl was 6 years old at the time. So she really didn't know what was going on. All she knew is a bunch of white guys with guns pointed. And, so she was confused. She was confused because I remember actually when I went to court, and she went to court with me. She was sitting in there and stuff, and she was like, "Daddy, what are they?" She was asking me questions. Yeah. Because she was confused. Like, what's going on? What are they trying to do to you? You didn't do what they say you did. And I'm like, baby girl, don't worry about it. Daddy, you got this under control and all that. So she basically grew up in the visiting room with me. Yeah. Because, the young lady I was with at the time used to bring her to visit me every other week because I was in Talladega. I was in the first facility I went to was in Talladega, Alabama. Yeah. It's about a couple hours away from here. Yeah. Federal facility down there. And so every couple of weeks she would bring her faithfully. Yeah. So every Saturday, every other Saturday she would come visit me. So she grew up in the visiting room with me for some years. So she kind of got adapted to it. You know?
When you got out of there, man, what was that like when you touched back down and you were free again?
Boy. Hey, man, let me tell you something, man. Ain't nothing like your freedom, man. Yeah. Nothing like your freedom. That's what I said, man. I remember like at least just once a week, man, I look at somebody and say, you know what? This place for suckers. At least once a month, I would look at somebody and tell them that. Yeah, because that's how I felt. That's how I felt. I'm like, you just get blocked in or something like this, it ain't even worth it. All the money I made and all that I did, I never say it was worth it. Yeah. You know what I mean? I could have just been a dude, had a good job, and I'd have been happy being free. Yeah.
Wow, game.
Yeah, you get snatched away for almost 10 years of your life. We count down the Christmases in there. Yeah. Every Christmas we be like, well, I just did 8-9 Christmases. Yeah. Wow. That's how we count them down in the feds, Yeah. Christmas time. So, I just did 9 Christmases, man. And, you away from your family every year, it was crazy, man.
What's the difference, D, in state and federal? What constitutes a person getting locked up in federal than versus state? I know guys that they don't have a couple of blocks here and there, but they still do state time. What constitutes the difference?
What constitutes the difference is the federal interested in you.
Oh,
you might have a couple of blocks, but you ain't did enough for them to feel like, you know, you're a threat to them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they want to hear 100 blocks or 50 blocks.
Yeah.
You know, even if they're like, oh yeah, well, you know, he doing about 50 a month, or he doing about 100 a month. You know, they might not catch you with 2, but they know about them 50 or 100 a month.
Gotcha.
You see what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So, you know, they have to be interested in you.
Yeah.
You know, that's the difference. You know, if you just get caught with a block and they ain't never heard nothing about you, then feds ain't even into that.
Yeah.
You know, they let the state go ahead and deal with that. But the feds, how they move, man, when they come to get you, they already got you. They win 99.5% of the cases. Okay? So already, when they come pick you up, they already got you. You nailed already to the cross, so you forget about it. They got all the information they need. They done followed you 5-10 years. They got pictures, you know, everything they need. Yeah, because they don't play. They don't just come get somebody, you know, so like you just said, you got a couple of blocks. You know, that ain't what they want. They want that guy that been moving around here, got all these cars, houses, and businesses, and doing this stuff. That's the stuff they interested in. You know, you got to be making some real money. You know what I'm saying?
How many different facilities did you see within that 10 years time? Did y'all
3.
move 3 different ones?
Yeah, they move you around now. One thing about the Fed, they move you around for security reasons. You know, like John Gotti and all them. I got to see John Gotti when I was in Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
You know, I was just on the transfer. Like the Feds, I don't know if y'all seen the movie Con Air.
Yeah.
How they move you around on airplanes.
Yeah.
And that would freak me out when I first got on the airplane. I'm like, okay, so I'm on an airplane, but in jail. I'm in jail on the airplane.
Really?
Yeah. So that just kind of blew me away. We pull up at the airport and we about to get on a plane. Con Air.
Right.
You know, and that just kind of blew me away. So what happens is when you pull up at Oklahoma City, anybody been in the Feds know about Oklahoma City. It's a holdover. That's where they hold you over till you catch your next plane to your next destination. So I got held over in Oklahoma City for like 3 weeks. And man, John got it probably my number 2, number 3 on my list of guys that I always looked up to.
Yeah.
And he was there. He was there. They got a hospital there too at Oklahoma City. They got a hospital inside the facility. And here's the big thing about Oklahoma City. Anybody in the Feds will tell you, the airplane pull up to the door of the facility.
Damn.
So it's at the airport. So the plane pull up to the door. You get out into
the prison is at on the airport.
That's crazy.
At the airport. So you pull up, boom. They let you right off into the facility. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, what is you folk got some stuff going on for you?
Exactly.
Got some. Yeah, so anyway, back to the John Gotti story, you know what I'm saying? So we in the facility, and they heard everybody, lockdown. You know, they locking everybody down. What's going on? Man, they moving John Gotti from here. Went to the hospital, like he had been to the hospital that morning, so they were taking him back to his cell. Bro, they locked the whole facility down to move John Gotti.
Damn.
And he came down our hall, bro. Man, you had like 10 dudes, I'm talking about all kind of gangsters and big time kingpin and everybody at the door trying to see John Gotti.
Yeah.
Trying to get a peek at him, you know what I'm saying? Because that's our guy.
Yeah.
You know, and it was just amazing, man. I seen him, man. Dude, skinny as I don't know what. Man, he didn't even look like himself.
Yeah.
He was so skinny. I think he had cancer or something.
Yeah.
He had shriveled up. But yeah, man, we looking out the door, man. Look, that John Gotti walking past because we wonder about that big on the door. But we all just standing there looking, man. Dude walking down the hall. Yeah, he looked over at us too. He did like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So that was pretty big for being in. You know, that was one of the things that, you know.
Big D, you let's lighten on up a little bit. I want to talk to you about Whitney and Bobby. You know, you the first guy took me out there to the country club. Then Norcross, I got to meet Whitney Houston. I tell people, you know, some of the stories.
Yeah.
I got to meet Bobby Brown, which, you know, New Edition was my favorite.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It don't get no better than New Edition. I argue right now today. I don't care if y'all was out there when the Temptations was out and Irwin and
B2K.
I hear B2K, all that. New Edition was mine. You know what I'm saying? So I love Bobby Brown.
Yeah.
So to get to meet him, you know, it was just great. You wound up writing a book.
Wrote his book.
You wrote
his
book.
life. Yeah. Well, me and him wrote it.
Absolutely. You and him wrote it. And then you guys, y'all did a special on Reels.
Yeah, we did 2-hour special. I did 2-hour special.
You did, yeah. What went into that, and what was it like, you know, working with, you know, Bobby and Whitney on that project?
On which project?
On the Reels project that we saw.
Well, that ain't nothing to do with Bobby and Whitney. That was some people over in London I did that with.
Oh,
and I handled all the production over in the United States for them.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because I had me and Bobby had wrote the book. You know, that put me out on the stage.
Yeah.
Anything Bobby Brown, I'm number one with the media. Anything Bobby Brown, media call me first. I don't care wherever Bobby go slip on the banana peel out there right now and break his neck, they gonna call me. Yeah. Me what happened.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's what prompted that Reels,
that Reels
2 hour
thing.
special.
Okay.
Yeah, it's #1 show on Reels. The Reels Network, #1 show. Bobby and Whitney Addicted to Love. That's the name of it.
Okay.
So anybody want to catch it or something?
Yeah.
But Whitney and Bobby Addicted to Love. But yeah, man. So yeah, they stepped to me with that, man, and we did. That was a great. That probably one of the best documentaries because it was a docu movie. So you had the acting and stuff too.
Yeah.
And then I kind of narrated it. I was like the main narrator that narrated the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Because I knew a lot about their situation.
That's
as
right.
well, I wrote the book. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And when that book came out, man, that was something else.
Yeah. How did you meet
changed
Bobby?
my life.
Yeah.
Come on.
How did you meet him though?
I met Bobby through his sister Carol.
Through Coop. Shout out Coop, man.
Coop
What's
B.
happening,
Shout
Coop?
out to Coop B.
Yeah, okay.
That's my booski.
Yeah. So this
Coop B,
is
that's Bobby Baby's sister.
Yeah.
Bobby Baby's sister, and man, I like this, man. I love Coop. So that's how I met Bob, back in the day, you know what I'm saying? And, kind of established that relationship like me and Dre did. I met Dre through his cousin Monica Rising when he first came to Atlanta.
Gotcha.
Monica Rising. He was always like, I'm meeting you guys through their girls. I was dating their girls or their sisters or something.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay. So it just so happened type of thing.
Yeah.
But, so that's how I met Bob, man, through Carol. Cool.
Man, have you spoke with Bobby, man, since he lost his wife, his daughter, his son?
I ain't spoke.
What would you say to a person that
I spoke to him. I did a lot of interviews about it. I hadn't spoke to him, and I hadn't spoke to him because we had our little thing with. Me and Harry never had a thing. It's him and his wife now.
Yeah.
Oh.
The wife that he with now. I was Whitney. Whitney was my girl. You know what I'm saying? So the wife, his new wife, she came in the picture. She kind of like, she wanted to remove everybody that she felt had some type of influence on him.
Yeah.
She wanted to remove everybody, family members and all.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna leave that at that. Yeah. So she was successful at it. She took him and moved him over here and did her thing. So that kind of what happened with that. So I just told her, hey man, call me when you get a divorce.
Right.
That's how I left it with him. That's what I told her.
Yeah.
Was
your heart heavy though? Do you have to feel for a guy, man? Like
heavy,
that you and
heavy
him
ain't the word.
That you and him went through what y'all don't, all that.
And for him, like I said, I ain't never had no beef with Bobby. I ain't never had no problem with Bobby.
Right. But to lose,
that's my guy. But she did that. She broke that. You know what I'm saying? She wanted that. She didn't want nobody up under him. She felt had any type of influence over.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's what happened with that. But yeah, man, I mean, all this started happening afterwards. You know what I'm saying? After the book came out and she came in the middle of all that and it was just a big mess. You can read about that. Just Google that. And then, Whitney died right after that. Then it was just like a free fall. Like Whitney, then, his pops. Pop died.
Papa
Brown.
Papa Brown died?
Pop Brown and his mama. Pop, yep.
Oh my God.
Yep. Mom died first, then Pop. Mom Brown died first, then Pop died. I knew then, I'm just watching, I'm like, oh man, this man is distraught. Like these are the main people in his life. You talking about Whitney, his mom and dad? Oh my goodness. They were the main people in his life.
Then his daughter, then his son.
And that was a few years later. When that happened, at that point I was just like, what is going on? Like, is some type of curse or something? What is going on? Like this man. Yes, it's just, that really affected me, you know what I'm saying? Because I met them, I was close to all of them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
you used to take me over there, man.
I was close to them, so it was like, that hurt, bro. That really, really hurt, man, and I really felt for him. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because dude is a good dude. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like how Andre is, you know what I mean? How Dre is. Like, these are good dudes for them to be on the levels they on, the type of guy, that they down to earth, you know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I can't even hang, if you ain't down to earth, you not gonna be in my cipher anyway.
Come on now.
I don't even believe in no.
Come on.
You ain't doing no stunting on me ever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I have money.
Come on.
You know what I mean? I don't know what it feel like not to have no money.
Yeah.
Right.
So I always had money, and then they respect me for that too, cause they always know this dude will hold his own in any level. Whatever you want to do, let's do it.
That's right.
You know, I always have my own. So, but yeah, they humble, man. The dudes are really humble guys, man, and that's what I said. It just broke my heart, man, to see him going through that. You know, going through something like that. You know, because the person he is and everything. But
wow. Man, shout out to Bobby Brown, man.
shout out
Yes,
Bobby,
sir.
man.
You know
Shout
what
out
I'm
to
saying?
Bobby, man.
Coop, all y'all,
Yeah,
man.
Coop B.
Head up.
Shout out Coop B. That's right, man. My
Yeah.
folks, bro. My folks. Like I said, a lot of history, man. A lot of ATL history.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of ATL history, man. I've been right there.
What was your favorite part of the ATL history?
My favorite part of the ATL history? That's funny. He said the favorite part. That's a good
You don't have
question,
so
bro.
much fun. You don't know what to say. You don't have so much fun.
But I don't have fun. But then at the same time, it ended up in tragedy.
Yeah.
The thing about even with Andre and Lisa, you know what I'm saying? Like, we having all this big fun, doing all this big stuff, and then the house fire, and then not long after that, she died. Like, you know, so it's only like a short time periods of fun.
Yeah.
And then tragedy,
Yeah.
you know? Then even with Bob, we doing all this and that, you know, we had fun. Don't get twisted. We had fun. And then tragedy strikes, you know, and then it's just like, oh man, like everything just kind of, what happened? Like everything went away.
Yeah.
Yeah, but man, and then even with Ghetto Mafia, with the Straight from the Deck.
Yeah.
As soon as we hit it big, the federales want to come see me.
My God.
I'm talking about as soon as Straight from the Deck take off, man, and
It wasn't even a week.
Man, I'm talking about
Not even a week.
Literally like something like that. And then I got out on bond and was able to be out and handle the business for like another 4-5 months before I had to go back in. So I got to try to get as much business I could take care of before I had to turn myself back in. With the, you know, but yeah, it wasn't even a week, man. Like boom, tragedy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I got to deal with this. So that's what I'm saying. When with the fun, that's a good question. When would I just have fun? When did I just really? Hopefully, with this Under the Horizon movie we just did, I think this it.
Right.
Yeah.
I think this gonna be my fun.
And you know something, D? I want everything that you just said, the end in tragedy, right? I tell people this all the time. Karma. It comes around to get you.
Yeah.
So if you kind of live in a certain kind of way, if you're doing stuff that you know, because you know you come from a good family, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Grandmama just passed.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But I know how you raised. You know, and if you kind of doing something wrong, my mother say this, that's what'll happen. You know, tragedy nothing will be blessed. My mom always say that. You will not be blessed like you think you are if you living wrong.
Wow.
So with this movie right here, Nanny D, that you don't, you know, you paid your debt to society.
Paid all my debts
you know,
to
you're doing
society.
stuff the right way.
Absolutely.
How do you feel about this movie? You got me and B-High in it.
Got you and B-High.
I'm loving that
y'all
shit.
did y'all thing.
Real fun as hell,
man,
too,
y'all
man.
boys are hilarious, man. I was sitting back looking at some of the edits. They already started messing around with it. Y'all boys said, these boys killed it. Y'all did a great job, man. Yeah, y'all did a great
This
job.
was fun.
Yeah, man. It's a lot of ATL history in this movie, too.
Yeah.
When is it going to come out, D?
This summer, baby. This summer, we gonna be the biggest thing happening. Woo! The theaters and everything, you know.
My God.
We getting ready for the premiere. We putting the premiere together now that y'all gonna host.
I'm here for it.
We're gonna have the biggest premiere ever in Atlanta history. I'm telling y'all that right now. We already planning it. We're gonna have a concert. I want Silk to perform. I'm calling out Jagged Edge. I'm calling out all the ATL legends.
The Young Bloods.
All the rappers. We're gonna bring the mob back. We're gonna bring everybody. I'm calling out everybody to do. We're gonna like a couple songs before the.
We gotta get Toomp to come too now. You know Toomp be on the show, man.
Toomp my dude. Toomp do whatever he want to do with us. You know what I'm saying? So I'm calling everybody out, man, to open up and just, you know, it's going to be an ATL thing.
Yes, sir.
Because there's a lot of history in that, you know what I'm saying? So it's going to be a big ATL night. You know, y'all going to host it. And we're going to do it at the theater. We already decided we're going to do it. It's going to be a screen on the green thing.
Okay.
It ain't going to be no inside venue. It's going to be outside. We're going to do it at the Moreland. I'm telling everybody now.
Oh, the drive.
At the drive-in. We gonna.
That's hard.
We're going to do it at the drive-in. Take one of them screens. You know, you ain't going to have to be in the drive. You know, we're going to put the speakers out there and everything. Everybody sit out on the pavement out there, and we just gonna have a great night, summer night.
Yes,
great summer night, man. We gonna shut the whole city down for this night.
Well, Beehive, you ain't got nothing. I got one more last question.
Come on with it,
man. D, I got last question for you, man.
Yeah.
And I asked Dre, a question about Beehive, but you give Beehive 5 of them things and he run off on the plug.
This boy gonna be a comedian for real. He gonna be a comedian for real, Beehive.
Come on, man.
He gonna be a comedian for real, man.
I had to tell him when Dre was here, I said, Dre, it's 3 seconds left, you know what I'm saying? Beehive got press coverage on you on the outside. If you stole, the kids get Christmas. If Beehive shut you down, the kids don't get Christmas. The kids gonna get Christmas, Dre. Dre said kid gonna get Christmas.
Dre said kid gonna get Christmas. Yeah, Dre gonna make sure the kid get Christmas. Big shout out to Dre. Ain't shout out to Dre.
Shout out to Dre, man.
Rise an ATL legend,
right,
man. You and
man.
Deion Sanders.
Come
ATL
on,
legends, man.
That's right.
ATL
That's right.
legends. Yeah.
That's why I ain't got nothing else to say, man. It was a pleasure, D, man. I know.
Hey, man, my first interview about myself ever. My first, everybody, I don't interview everybody else. Bobby Brown, Andre Rison, Whitney Houston. I done did an interview for everybody else. I ain't never did an interview on myself. I always ran from that.
My God.
Because I knew everybody would want to talk about this being the streets.
Yeah,
right.
I dodge them conversations. You really paid me to do this 20 years ago.
That's a new time now. You know what I'm saying?
Well, my life changed.
Yeah,
so I can talk about it.
And the young folks too, D, they need to hear it.
Yeah, no, and I believe that, and that's what I said. Matter of fact, my movie, I'm doing a movie on myself after this, so they gonna really get to see it. You finna see,
what was it that made you get all the way out the game too, D? Was it the feds or was it before the feds?
It was, it was before the feds.
So what clicked before the feds?
Because I had enough money, you know what I'm saying? And at that point, and when we started to Ghetto Mafia, I wasn't doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? I had enough money at that time, so I wasn't doing nothing, man. And they came. That's when they come. The conspiracy.
You done cooled out.
It's a conspiracy. I was under conspiracy, so that's what happens. It's conspiracy law, something else. I didn't even understand how it worked till I had to deal with it myself. I heard about it.
Yeah.
But one thing about the feds, people don't really understand how it works. So how Meech told me, I don't do nothing but spend money.
Yeah.
Then you go to the feds and understand how the conspiracy law work.
How it work, D? Tell us that.
You don't have to do nothing. They ain't got to catch you with nothing. And that's how it works. They don't have to catch you with nothing. You could just be spending money. And then that's enough. And then you get enough people to try to line up and tell on you. Because that's how they do.
Yeah.
Once they get you down on something, then they get all these people to try to line up to tell on you and tell the stuff you was doing with them.
Tell what you were doing?
What you were doing with them.
Yeah.
Oh.
I was buying 10 keys a week from him. And do you know them people add that up? If somebody say I was buying 10 keys a week from him, and then you say, then the feds are asking for how long? About 2 or 3 years. How many years? 2 or 3? 2? They'll add that in your jacket. They'll add it up. 10 keys for 2 years. You do the math. You're going to be charged with that. That's a conspiracy. Just because he said it out his mouth. And he's credible because he's already locked up for dealing keys.
Yeah.
So just what he say is credibility to the feds. They will add that in your case, bro. You'll be charged for that.
So if it come up to 250 keys.
200 keys in 2 years' time, that's what they're gonna charge. They're gonna charge
with that one person.
With that one, just that one person. The how dudes be in and up with 10,000 keys and 1,000 keys on their case. Yeah, it ain't cause they don't caught them with them or nothing like that. It's cause somebody done said I was buying 5 keys, 10 keys, 20 keys a month from him, and they done added it up. That's the conspiracy. That's how they get you on the conspiracy law, man. And the conspiracy law was created to bring down the mafia.
Yeah.
That's why the law was even created, because they could never get the mafia. How you gonna lock the mafia up? They don't never touch nothing.
Yeah.
So they had to come up with a conspiracy law. Yep, and just so happened that same conspiracy law came into the hood.
Damn.
They used it for the mafia, and then when these young black guys start getting all this money, you know what I'm saying? And one thing they could do is just they introduced us to the conspiracy laws. You know what I'm saying? We didn't understand how it worked. We didn't understand how it worked. Mind you. We just a young dude that just came up on the money. So now you got these feds coming to you saying, okay, yeah, we charging you conspiracy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you were doing this, that, and another thing with this person, and and there you have it.
My God.
Yeah.
On that note right there, D, thanks for
man.
the free game.
Hey, man.
Already.
Game all the time.
Come on.
Hey, and we got to get back up in here, get some of these folks in here from the
I'm
movie,
here
man.
for it. You know, it don't matter to me whenever.
Yeah,
Door
we get some of these
always
people.
open.
Yeah, we get some of these people talk about the movie, man, leading up to the movie. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean? I like to do that.
Oh, now we need it all.
Okay, let's do it.
Behind Radio Shouty,
Yeah,
OG
yeah.
Gangsta Wicked, Big D.
Hey.
I'll let y'all in a minute, man. We go.